JD Simo, I think he's channeling some Greg Allman, Dwayne Allman sounds there with the Coors Eden bottle. Thanks for watching the Rockin' Review. I'm here talking with JD, a huge player, man. You were in the sessions and everything here in Nashville, and you've done, you moved here in '06. From Chicago originally,
yes,
and your band is just up and coming, man. You've been in all the major guitar publications.
Yeah, been lucky, been fortunate.
It's awesome, and now you guys are in the studio, bouncing between Nashville and New York.
Yeah,
recording the new stuff, and you brought in your pride and joy, which I appreciate.
Thank you for having
I got
me.
to hold her briefly. This is the 1962 Gibson ES335 that you call Red.
Yeah,
And so why don't you tell us a little bit about it, man? We got a good shot right there, showing the body and all.
Well, she was born in '62, and she originally had a Bigsby on her, and that's if you can see that, the snake bite here, as they call it. And this belonged to my good buddy Gary, and he brought it out one day, and I immediately fell in love with it. But it was like, man, I wonder what it would sound like if you took that off. And so he did, and he sent me an email in the middle of the night one night with a photo of it, and said, look what I did, and it made the guitar really come to life. And through a mystical story, I was able to acquire it. We worked out a deal. And,
well, you were telling me, it was so cool because you were telling me the story about how, Gary wanted a certain model guitar, and he said the only way that I would get rid of this ES335 that is my pride and joy is if you could come up with that other guitar.
Right, yeah, and so to be really quick about it, this is a 335. There's a 335, 345, 355 that Gibson made and still makes. And one of the rarest guitars in that line was a 335, just like this one, but with a Veritone switch that Freddie King or B.B. King fans would be familiar with. But factory mono is what it was, and B.B. played one on Live at the Regal.
Right.
And anyway, extremely rare guitar, beyond rare, and so that's what Gary wanted. And our good friend Crawford, who is a native here in Nashville, called Gary one day and said, "Guess what I got?" And
while you happened to be in the living room.
Yeah, exactly. And so I was able to acquire that one, and then we made a swap.
That is incredible.
And we're both happy.
And the rest is rock and roll history,
Or infamy, either one of the two.
Well, I think it adds to it, though, because, like you and I were talking, you've gone through a lot of guitars, you've had some incredible Les Pauls and everything else, but, this is really giving you your sound for the unique style of music you're doing. Yeah,
you just know. I think that I've never been really that precious with stuff, but when I got this, I don't have a want for anything. I have one other electric guitar, and I don't really use it that much. It's more of just there if something happens to this. But I don't. I'm happy, and I feel connected to it, and I'm just really privileged to have such a nice
Well,
instrument.
like we were talking to, you're associated with this guitar now, and it's got the original tuners, it's got the original nut here, it's got the beautiful block inlays and everything, and I think it's serving you well. It
is, man, and it's getting more beat up by the day. It's funny, because it's hard to really pick that up on camera, but when I got this from Gary, it was new.
Wow.
And I haven't had this that long, but it's getting aged up pretty good. But every time, and it's funny, that right there, it's really hard to tell, but that little nick on the headstock is actually the first nick that I put on it because I banged it into the mic stand.
Well, what do they always call those, musicians call them, playing musicians, love taps.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because when you play them, when you play instruments, and particularly, with your live show and everything else, man, with the band, and also using it in studio, they're going to get bumped into.
Oh yeah,
you're going to wear into the frets, you're going to wear into the fretboard.
Oh yeah, and this, it's hanging in there. It's hanging in there good. We'll take good care of it. And
that's why I got Gary, the guitar tech, close by, in case there's an emergency.
Oh, absolutely, and there's no one, there's no one that I trust more.
Totally. Well, we definitely want to talk about, you're recording in New York right now. You guys are laying down new tracks. Hopefully have a, a brand new album out, this next year. Where can viewers find out more about JD Simo, the band, and everything else? Where should they go?
They should go to simotheband.com, which
And that's
is
S-I-M-O.
correct. And there's a fan page on Facebook for Simo, S-I-M-O, just the band. And then there's a YouTube channel, Simo the Band. You know, and that's, you know, between the three of those, you should know what's going on.
And you're going to have more tours coming out. We've actually got two. You know, I want viewers to check this out, where we've got one of your CDs here.
Yeah.
We've also got one of your 45s.
Yeah, this is out. You can go to Sundazed, like Dazed and Confused, D-A-Z-E-D. They're a little boutique vinyl label out of upstate New York, and you can get that on Sundays.com. And then the actual Simo record is in stores. It's on iTunes. It's on Amazon. People here in Middle Tennessee, you know, it's at Grimey's, you know, my favorite local record store.
Totally. You got to hit Grimey's.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, man, I appreciate you coming on the Rockin' Review, and looking forward to hearing and seeing more out of you. And if you get the chance, be sure and check out his live show with the whole band. I mean, he's got great musicians working with him, and I think you're going to be doing some great things, JD.
Well, thank you very much. Much obliged.
All right.
Thank you all.
Thank you.